Brawlers, baby.
You're watching the Brawlers Sports Boxing Show podcast, starring CEO Rick Muhammad. The Brawlers Sports Boxing Show podcast. Let's go, Jack.
Rick Muhammad, Brawler Sports Media in the building, baby. We live in Arlington, Texas, Cowboy Stadium. Ugas Spence final press conference before Showdown Saturday night. All right, where y'all at? Let's go.
BC IBF champion. Just the 12th unification fight here in the welterweight division going down on Showtime pay-per-view. The true Errol Spence Jr. taking on your Dennis Ugas for 3 belts in the welterweight division. Ismael Salas, Derek James, the trainers of both fighters. Showtime pay-per-view, folks. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time. 8 o'clock Central. Here in Texas.
They doing interviews. I told your man to tell you I was here. What's his name? Yeah, Keith. He told me to tell you. He's gonna tell you I was here.
Yeah, I was rushing.
You just got here?
Yeah, I got here.
Are you the quicker fight? Is he the fighter, the faster fighter in this fight? What do you got? I don't know. Your explanation was simple why you were better than Danny. But why are you better than the Sean Porter fight?
I think I'm better than some rounds because I was kind of lose 30, 35 pounds, training camp in 8 weeks. You know what I'm speaking about when I'm not
Too late. Have you heard? I thought I saw him change up.
Have you heard he talk about Terrence Crawford signing with PBC? I'm not crazy in the PBC.
With the fight coming up, you mentioned you only have 3 straps now, and you're going to probably do it. As a Cowboy fan, I'd love for you to come run through as well because you got more belts than championship the Cowboys do. What's going to be next after that?
After this fight? Yes, sir. Try to get the Crawford fight done. Try to get that fight done. The main priority, the main goal is try to get done within the year.
How confident are you getting that fight done? How confident are you getting that fight done? It'll happen.
Hey, quick question about the eye, man. Have you got a chance? I'm pretty sure you have, but what was it like to get a chance to really fully test it in like sparring? And is this something that you think
would be on your mind, like when you in the actual fight?
Nah, man. I've been sparring since 4 rounds. When I get hit in the eye, and I'm gonna tell them, don't hit me in this eye, don't hit me on that side. You know, it's been tested quite a bit.
He likes to see when you go certain combinations. Did you watch that? What was your immediate reaction to that?
My reaction,
I just said,
And you touch on it every time you fight.
Mic check, press
on that versus every fight when you fight and dominate. Do you notice that? What do you feel?
I definitely notice it. I mean, I feel like this is gonna happen because I'm not overly fast or like so much speed or power. I'm kind of like Tim Duncan in a sense in boxing. Like I do everything right, trying to make it sound. I don't have too much speed, but I'm next. I might not have crazy power. I know the power. So a lot of people out there, they don't see my other attributes or different attributes.
And then after the weigh-in,
Errol, you mentioned this
fight press conference here in the stadium without Chicago. Okay, I just want to make sure something's on that.
I don't know, man. I'm thinking positive.
refill.
I've been to a lot of your weigh-ins, multiple your fights, Earl, and this one you just like to have a little more balance than you did before. Is it a testament of your nutrition, or you just more focused, or what is it that's making you more stronger this fight than the previous three?
It's definitely my focus. I feel like I'm going about losing weight. I'm not trying to fit myself 8 weeks before the fight to lose the weight. So it's basically losing weight slowly, not wild.
So we talked about the evolution that you're more motivated than you were why is that? Because you would think that would be the most motivated you ever be to make your dream come true for any fight.
Nah, I sound more what I said.
So just ask.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, it's the same. I got the same thought. How I feel about boxing and, my mental.
In terms of the motivation, is it because we're so close to being undisputed, or is there other underlying things that you want to prove to people?
I think it's more to a lot of things. The best in my division, and beating the highest from me.
In terms of you, this is your second fight since you had not second fight. Well, yeah, it is since the accident. I would imagine you feel a lot different in this camp, this preparation than you did for the Danny Garcia fight. You feel you're a stronger fighter, a better fighter long term than you were for the Danny Garcia fight?
Definitely. I feel like definitely night and day from the Danny Garcia fight. I feel a lot better, and I think even like my eye injury was probably effective, for it, and it just over time, cool down and broke. So, I just feel a lot better, a lot more focused. I'm stronger.
In terms of we gotta get somebody else. Talk about the evolution of the big fish.
Yeah, what up, Balloon? What's up, baby? How you doing?
Doing good. Good to see you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good seeing you. How you been?
Doing great.
You gonna get another fight?
Been helping out Errol.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. I know you was putting pressure on him, letting them hands go.
Yeah, it's been great.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good.
You're gonna be ready for this one.
Oh, okay. You gonna fight on that Jamal Charlo fight?
Hopefully, I'm gonna go knock him out for him too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they said they moved it from Houston. I don't know. I don't know. I was talking to the lady.
Who's the young kid with the belt over there? The white t-shirt, light-skinned brother. I'm trying to standing right there. He got his back to you. See the belt loaded in his hand. I thought it was Progress at first, but they ain't him. Duarte.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, yo, it's your boy Rick Muhammad, Brawler Sports
Oh, we
Media in
gonna
the
do it?
building.
Oh, okay.
We gonna do it right here live while we here.
Oh, okay.
We should go over there. Let's go over there by that Spence poster.
I
Look.
want a picture up there.
I think they're gonna run us down.
Once he leave off of there, then we go up there. Yeah, once they leave off of there, we go up there.
Obviously, I want to find my grip so they can start bringing the
This is my man E, the Wilder hater. Y'all know who he is. I'm Rick Muhammad, Brawler Sports Media in the building. So what's your take on this Saturday night, Spence versus Ugas? It's gonna be a big fight.
First of all, before we get on the prediction of the fight, the press conference was real nice. I liked it. It was between two gentlemen in the sports, Ugas and Errol.
It's a gentleman's sport anyway.
Yeah, it was definitely professionalism. Yes, it's definitely going to be a good fight Saturday night. I like the style matchup in this fight because of the height-wise. Great boxers typically have a certain height, and both of these fighters are compatible as far as their height and reach. And you got to remember that Errol Spence works off a jab. If Salas, which is Ugas' head trainer, if he teaches, well, Ugas jab too, but if he teaches Ugas to use his jab as a counter mechanism to time Errol Spence's jab, it will offset Errol. Because Errol is a man that sticks behind a 1-2. He uses his jab to set up other punches. So that's going to be very critical.
As he should.
Yes, but that's going to be very critical because it's going to throw Errol off. So I see this fight going later in the rounds, but I believe Errol Spence, once he lands a couple more power shots than Ugas, he can get a late round stoppage. So I definitely agree with what Errol said. He will get a stoppage in this fight, in my opinion. I predicted this about a year ago that Errol will TKO Ugas because Errol gonna double jab his way in after he figure out the timing with Ugas and push Ugas back. Because Ugas, sometimes you can catch it in between shots. Because Ugas can jab, and then Ugas throw winging shots, looping shots. So Errol gonna catch him and come in and push Ugas back. So Ugas won't have no power. That's why Ugas only have like, I think 12 knockouts. So I think that's gonna play a factor, his punch selection, how he throw punches. And that's gonna give Errol a chance to dig him to the body and different power shots that Errol do real good by cutting off the ring.
Errol did say if they mix it up, he said he could box, he could go toe-to-toe, he can go to battle in the ring and slug it out. If that happens, he said, the fight will not go the distance. I meant to ask him what would the prediction be in that, but normally he would probably say, like he made that statement earlier, you don't go looking for the knockout, and you're not supposed to. If your opponent cooperates and a knockout comes, so be it. But you never go hunting for that knockout because guess what? That reverses itself, and you could end up being the one getting your ass knocked out.
But with Errol as a seasoned professional fighter, he knows what the style matchup with Ugas. That's how he kind of figure it's going to be a knockout. A lot of the experts, this is a fight that you should, if you're a betting guy or something like that, take a chance with Errol knocking him out because Errol ain't had a knockout for a while. So in my opinion, I believe Errol will get this one because like I said, with Ugas punch selection, looping shots, and Ugas is planted on the ground. So once Errol double jab and pushing back, he will have no leverage, and Errol can rip shots, and Errol goes to the body, to the head real good. So I'm looking for Errol to do excellent work as the rounds go on.
I think this is a 3-to-1 odds too right now. Ugas is like a plus 350, so if you're betting, you make money on the underdog, of course. But from what my man E is saying, he doesn't see it happening with an Ugas win, but definitely a Spence stoppage. So you might want to check out what the odds are on what we call a proposition bet for the knockout Errol Spence in the later round. I would probably say somewhere between 9th and 12th round stoppage.
Yes,
That's
I
fair?
agree. Because Ugas, like I said, with his style of jabbing and with him being as tall as Errol, it's going to offset Errol a little bit because Errol going to be looking to establish his southpaw jab. And Ugas going to be jabbing with him, knocking his jab down and countering him with a jab. So that's going to be offsetting Errol. It's going to be, so Errol ain't going to be able to get the other shots in until Errol, tighten up his guard and just walk Ugas down. Make Ugas punch, and then he can pick his shots
and make
off.
mistakes.
And then Errol going to start digging and get the late round.
Like he does. He goes to the body very well. Then he brings it back up top.
Yes.
Just like he's supposed to do.
Yes, he does.
So, I feel like you were saying, it's well matched up. This fight is probably tailor-made for Spence. No fight is easy, but I can say that I think this fight is tailor-made for Errol Spence for victory.
Yes, because Ugas, even though he throws combination punches, they're not, really crisp 1-2s. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
1-2s and spin out of there. See, he's not the typical traditional 1-2 guy. His punches is wide.
All over the place.
Yeah, his punches is like that. So Errol should be able to pick those off.
And he should shoot him from the shoulders, tight.
Yeah, so Errol gonna pick all
catch
that
and
off.
shoot. Earl gonna catch and shoot and counter punch.
Exactly.
And that's where the success is setting up the knockout comes in.
Exactly. As the fight go on. So after about 6-7 rounds, you're gonna see the transformation. The first 5 or 6 rounds gonna be competitive. I give it Errol maybe 4-2 because Ugas gonna be landing effective. Then after that, Errol should take over and go for the
pick him
stop.
apart.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for now, y'all. We're gonna go back around and I'm gonna turn this camera back around and see what else I can pick up for you guys right now. Everybody's clearing out of here. This is what they do. Final press conference. They want to get the hell out of here and go rest. Tomorrow at 11 a.m. we'll be back at Live Lowe's Hotel for the weigh-in. I told you guys on the trip with me, but y'all like the flight? It was pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Y'all in the living room, wherever they're on their phones, they right with us. We bring them right here in the heart of the fight and all the behind the scenes things that they don't get to travel and do, E. So this is a joy for me to share with the fans and my followers and viewers.
Likewise, it's definitely a joy and pleasure for me because this is definitely a history-making fight, like Errol said. Haven't been a unified champ since my guy Zab Judah, Super Zab out of Brooklyn.
Much respect, Super Zab.
Errol is definitely, and Ugas is definitely trying to compete with that. And Errol is a southpaw, Zab is a southpaw, so I'm going to lean to Errol because everything is in Errol favors. It seems like the boxing god stars in the sky is lining up for Errol the True Spence to be victorious Saturday night. And I believe a late round TKO.
And Errol did say the ultimate deal and challenge after this fight is what? Go for the Bud Crawford fight.
But I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen.
Touch on that a little bit. Why?
I don't think it's going to
happen.
Year? No way this year. No. Because of the budget, PBC have other fighters, in my opinion. I believe that's a fight for 2023 because Bud gonna want to come over if he's signing with PBC
for 2 fights.
Yeah, he want to get acclimated, get 1 fight under the system. Plus, that's a guaranteed $30 million for Bud, so you might as well get this 10 because if he step in there with Errol
too soon, that might null and void the second fight.
Right. So you don't want to do that. So you want to, about time this fight over, about time Bud fight, half of the year gonna be gone. Then you want to throw Keith Thurman in the mix.
Keith Thurman is supposed to be the fight that Bud gets first.
No, I don't believe.
But then they said Danny Garcia. Now they're saying Keith is gonna be that fight, and then Bud. And then Spence.
It might be Errol and Keith, in my opinion, because I don't think Bud gonna want to risk those type of fights.
He wants to
better
go for
fight.
the strap against Spence than to risk it.
He might as well fight Danny Garcia because he already done whooped Danny twice.
He'll
in
destroy
the amateur.
Danny.
Plus Danny with his looping punches,
Yeah.
his slow fat
That
foot.
wouldn't be a good
that's
fight for the fans. They don't want that.
But it's still a PBC
It
fight
makes
for
sense.
Bud.
Yeah.
You know,
Out of the stable.
he done knocked off Sean. Now he's knocking off Danny. He's cleaning up what Errol done did. So that's, in my opinion, the more realistic move.
Well, let's talk about this real quick while we're on the 147 pound, and this is the weekend of this big fight. Let's go ahead and bring my man Jerron Boots Ennis into play as he's getting ready to fight for the IBF Eliminator fight,
Yeah.
and he supposedly is going to become the mandatory for the winner of Spence Ugas. Now, I'm hearing people say that he's not going to be the mandatory. They'll find a way to tap dance around that
he's
and
not.
bypass Ennis.
No, he's not. Ennis gonna
He's
have
a big
to,
threat.
Ennis gonna be like my boy Frendor, who just fought last week. He's the number 154. He's not. He supposed to wait. He supposed to wait till Charlo unify. Charlo gonna vacate the belts. Then he'll win a title. Boots Ennis, same category. He gonna win the number 1 eliminator bout. Once Errol fight Bud next year, then he gonna vacate. Then the belts. PBC still have all 147 top fighters.
Yep.
They have all 154
Top
top
fight-
fighters. See,
60.
so, but listen what I'm saying. So it's no rush for Boots to get in there with Errol. Errol ain't trying to get in there with him. Charlo ain't trying to get in there with Frendor. So they have to wait their turn. Sometimes it's about timing. And then, like I said, once they vacate, then you get a belt. That's how it's gonna go, in my opinion.
And that Fundura versus Charlo would be a hell of a fight.
But they're not gonna fight, in my opinion, because Charlo doesn't have any reason to fight him. Because
No
Charlo,
reward?
No, it's no reward.
reward.
Because once Charlo beat Castano on May 14th, he gonna unify and move up to 160 because they already got that in the making for him to move up. Then Frendor can fight one of them vacant titles because PBC got all the top 154.
Yep.
So all the belts would still stay at home.
Yep.
And it would feed the other fighters like Tony Harrison now. Who else at 154? All them boys can eat. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then they can redo it all over again. So if you try to put him in there with Charlo, now you done knocked off Charlo under, a reign, and then now you done knocked off Frendor if Charlo beat him. So no, you want him to create his own legacy and put him in there with a small fighter that Frendor can win like he did against Lubin. So that's the right move and the business move to do.
Lubin, Erickson Lubin, is his career ruined, destroyed, self-esteem, broken down, beat up? I don't see him fighting for another year now. That does a lot to fighters, that type of beating right there.
Yes.
How does he come back from this?
I believe, like you said, I believe Erickson Lubin is, affected by that. He was affected by Jamal Charlo.
Yep.
He definitely put in the work. He fought somebody that was big. He had to, in my opinion, the wrong game plan.
He should have boxed and turned him like
No.
like he was supposed to do.
Sometimes with a big guy, you got to go in and get close. You got to do a shell.
And smother his reach.
You got to smother his reach, but you got to protect yourself.
Yeah.
See, if you're trying to box a big guy, once you loop, all this is open.
But you can't stay there.
Right. All that turning, he can just turn with you. If he keeping the range, because Lubin was trying, if you do what you say, he'll try to keep range and the long guy can keep touching it. So you don't want to do that. Sometimes with a tall fighter, you're supposed to just keep it close. As he was hitting Lubin with those upper, Lubin was supposed to block it, turn his shoulder, different things, short shots like he was doing, but he didn't roll with the punches like a James Toney, Shell.
James, Sugar Shane was good for that too.
The ones who could fight real close.
Floyd.
Right. So that's where Lubin went wrong, in my opinion, because once he kept himself in the firearm because he was trying to box with him. And that guy's arms is 80 inches long. So in my opinion, Lubin, if his face don't, break up, he still has a chance because, he's a fighter. That's all he knows. he gonna put forth the effort. If he's not
they
damaged,
gonna go out on the shield. They not gonna stop no matter what.
And plus, he don't have the money to stop right now.
Right.
So that's the motivation for any fighter to keep going, to die. If I have to die in the ring, you know,
keep making the
big
paychecks.
I have to take a chance, you know, because I don't have what I need. So he gonna fight again. Hopefully, he just get the right instructions how to fight the fighters that he fought. In my opinion, that was the wrong, because he left himself too vulnerable and open. And that's why he got beat the way he did.
All right, you heard it from my man E. This is known, AKA the Wilder Hater, and this is what he do. Hey, we're gonna be back. If I don't get anything else for you guys today, I'll be back tomorrow at the weigh-in, give y'all guys some more live footage. Come hang out with me at the weigh-in. So right now, hey, we're gonna see what we can find. If everybody's clearing out pretty much, that could be it. So we'll holler at y'all later. Don't go nowhere. I'm gonna flip this camera and see what else I can find, and then I'll tell you guys goodbye. My man E, the Wilder Hater. I'm Rick Muhammad, Brawler Sports Media.
Over and out.
Brawlers, baby.